going to talk about something everybody is sought after and everybody wants to know, which is how do we achieve 7 streams of income? Well, our special guest will be going into details regarding or giving you 5 steps on how you can get 7 streams of income. So excited about this. The very first thing I do want you all to remember in doing so is always have faith over fear. Why? Because your faith can take you in places that you would never imagine. So this couple will give you these steps. I'm going to introduce to you the Bishop Farmer and also his lovely wife, Dr. Nicole. They are so awesome. Take a look.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Church Anywhere Ministry. Smile, you're on cam. Tonight, we have such an amazing guest on, and not just guests, actually, we have a great and beautiful couple on tonight. We have Dr. or Bishop Farmer and his lovely wife, Dr. Nicole. They are the owners of Lifeline Business Consulting Services, and they have been practicing this for over 10 years. And today, we're going to learn how to create a 7-figure income or 7 streams of income. So let's start off by just introducing this lovely couple. So I have Miss Nicole on the line, or Dr. Nicole. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Dr. Nicole Farmer. A lot of individuals look at me as their business coach. I'm here to help you turn your dreams into reality. I understand what's going on in this epidemic, but guess what? You can still flourish and have 7 streams, and I'm here to bring your dreams into reality.
Okay, awesome. We're so excited about that. And Bishop Farmer.
Well, God bless you. Thank you, Sister Clary, for having us on tonight. We're just honored to be here. I am Bishop Keith Farmer. I've been in ministry for 30 plus years, and certainly we just look forward to giving your viewers information to help empower them in this COVID season, but this is a prosperous season as well.
Absolutely. I know there's so many people out there that is eager to learn how to create 7 streams of incomes and the importance of having them. And with your business consulting services, how did you all start that? Like, how did that get started?
Well, when you talk about Lifeline Business Consulting Services, my wife, who's apparently just went off, but she's coming back shortly. She started the company over 10 years ago, and I've been a part of her company as a consultant to her for the last 6 years. She's been very successful in turning entrepreneurship dreams into reality. What does that mean? That means she takes you from step one. The first part of step one is it's in your mind. How do you take the vision that's in your mind and put it on paper? That's writing the vision, make it plain.
You know,
first part is I got the vision. The second part is how do I make the vision plain?
Absolutely. You know, that is such the difficult part. You know, when people have a vision, they have the desire to do it, but the know-how to execute is typically the struggle for most people. So just go into just a little bit of details of why do you believe that 7 streams of income is necessary? I mean, that seems a bit lavish to have 7 different streams of income coming in.
Well, even in the Bible, it talks about streams. There was different streams that flowed into the river. They all flowed into the river, which then flowed into the ocean. So if you have 7 streams of things that's going on, it's a continuous flow. Right now, if you were working a 9 to 5, that job is not working because of COVID. But what if 9 to 5 and you're an entrepreneur on the side? Let's say maybe it's a multi-level market, maybe it's a product, maybe you got the best sweet potato pies in the country and people love your sweet potato pies. So here I am, I'm working 9 to 5, but I'm selling sweet potato pies. That's another income. If I'm not selling sweet potato, maybe I'm packaging the pies to send them across the country. Having 7 different streams of income will always be feeding into your lifestyle, into your life, into your finances, so it's consistent flow. That's why you have different streams of income. As a pastor, I have a ministry, but now and outside the ministry, I have counseling. I have a custom suit company. I
didn't know that. Mm-hmm.
a marketing advertising company. I do consulting for other clients. So that's fine. So you're having all different streams of income, and it's keeping you busy. We had a chance to meet a lady the other day who works a 9 to 5. And the purpose of the 9 to 5, she said, was just so that I can get the insurance. So that was her reason for having the 9 to 5. Because sometimes an entrepreneur, you don't have insurance, but there's opportunity that they can contact you to find out how they can get entrepreneur insurance.
Absolutely.
So having different streams, and Dr. Nicole's back, it's just being able to do the things that you need to do. So if you sweet potato pies, maybe you babysitter. I have a 9 to 5, I make sweet potato pies, but I babysit children on the weekend. And then maybe if I don't babysit children, I know how to sew. There are things. It's a difference. You know, Ty, I don't know your age, Cicely, but in my bracket, mothers and grandmothers were doing multiple things. My grandmother was a nurse at the church. She cooked, she made dinners on the weekend. She babysat. It was always different things that her hands could do.
Completely understand that. So definitely within this time frame, it is also very important that you do have different streams of income coming in. And the way that I would like to put it would be passive income. So you can have your vision, especially as it relates to these leaders out here in your ministry, having a different stream of income come in can support your ministry and can also bring value to what you're doing and help you execute your marketing strategies for connecting with your members and connecting with your group. Yes, and I can definitely see the value in having 7 streams of income because it can bring marketing strategies or that finances on marketing strategies for the churches. So let me go back here. So I do have another question for you. Right? What would you say? What would be 5 steps of like starting a ministry? Like you also help pastors or help up and coming pastors learn how to create their own ministry. Is that something you all do?
Yes.
So we do. What we do is we do it in 2 different forms. One, we help pastors who are currently in ministry to grow their.
Okay.
2, we help pastors or ministers who feel like they've been called into pastorship to walk them through the stages of launching their ministry. It's very important in this season. The first thing I tell anybody is that you have to pray. You know, if you don't pray, then you're gonna create a mess, and there won't be a need for your ministry if you just because some people have started ministries and churches just because they want power, but it all comes out in the wash, as my grandmother said, because ain't nobody following you. You have to first pray that God has given you the assignment to be a pastor or leader of a ministry or whatever he said to do. Once you pray, then he will give you divine instruction and direction. So I pray is my first step. Secondly, God, where are you sending me to? Is it to the people around the corner? Is it to be people in another state? Where is it that I'm supposed to be? Now, here's the significant thing about this season now. It does not make a difference where you are because you have to reach people through all forms of streaming and social media. You can't have church. If you're having church, then that means you're really putting people at risk to get COVID, and you don't want to do that. That's why people are having church, and I think a lot of people are asking, well, they're not having church, but they're having strip clubs. Well, the difference between us is that we're concerned about the people, their mind, body, and spirit. So we're not going to have stuff that's going to cause them effects. So the first thing I pray, God says, okay, I want you to launch a ministry. Okay, God, what type of ministry? Is this a ministry where it's considered a church, or is this a mission or a place where I just help people? The outreach center. What is it that he wants you to launch? So that's number 2. And number 3, okay, God, I got that part. I'm ready to launch. Then I have to write a vision. What's the vision for? Everything comes to a vision. What's the vision for? What's the plan for it? And what's the steps over the next 5 years? That's what God gives you. He gives it to you. I can tell you where New Day Ministries is going to be in 5 years. God has given me the plan. I've seen it. So after you get the plan, now you ask God, God, what's the name of it? I happen to, we started our show called It's a New Day, and Holy Spirit said, name the church New Day Ministries. And I was like, oh, okay, New Day. Why? Because he says, behold, I'll make all things new. All things have passed away. Behold, everything becomes new. So we're new. We want to bring people in to help them become new, to be different, to be focused, to be faithful, to understand what God is doing in this season. So is that number 4? I think that's number 4. And then after you get the name of it, the next thing is how do I love?
Yeah, you have to register.
In Newnan, Georgia, the first Sunday in May. Got to register. You have to register. Of course, you have to register. First of all, people don't want to realize this, Miss Cicely. Church really, quote unquote, is like a business. You got to have you got to register your name, and you have to have a board of directors on your paperwork. You can't just say, I'm going to start a church and it's just you. No, that is not going to work. They're going to deny your papers and send it back saying you're not a church. Even when you go open a bank account, they want to know who's on the board. Are you the president of the board? Are you the secretary of the treasury? They want to know that. So now I got the registered name. The next thing is, now where do I go? Who do I launch to? Am I launching in a territory where I'm going in person, or am I going virtual? And I launched May 3rd of 2020. I launched the first Sunday virtual. We started our first service. We had Psalmist Jacqueline Carr as our guest. We preached, my wife and I. We had a great service.
Wow.
Thousands of people watched it virtually, and people gave. And ever since then, we've been virtual. I have not had a service. I've not called a service. We've been virtual, and people are watching. People are giving. And we have countless testimonies of people that are being blessed through what we're doing virtually.
Oh, that's wonderful. Love to hear that. So just a quick recap. So the 5 steps. If someone is interested in starting their ministry, the very first thing is prayer. Everyone, prayer. Seek God first. Just make sure that, it is your name that is being called, and just ask him what he would have you to do. And then I heard that, you should, what's the next one? What is God? Yeah, the name that God is giving you. It wasn't location yet. So it was the name that God is giving you. And then we had to register and decide your territory, and then also launch. So those are like the 5 key steps that you all would just do if you're interested in ministry. Or if not, the Lifeline Business Consulting Services will be awfully happy to help you convert your church or help you establish your business. If it's not correctly established, you can consult with consultants just like this, just like how we have here with Bishop Farmer and Dr. Nicole, and they will help you with your services. So if you can just check out the link here, here's their information. If you want to find them, and how to find them, and how to contact them for additional information in regards to launching and creating your online ministry. Another question for Dr. Nicole. Dr. Nicole, I have a question for you. I was told that you are amazing at starting new businesses and consulting us in getting our new businesses started. Would you like to elaborate a little bit about that, the value of that?
Yeah, a lot of people, especially. So what I absolutely love is being an entrepreneur, and I encourage people to become entrepreneurs. But the first thing is that, we have to get our mindset in line with becoming an entrepreneur. We have to get more to our companies, to our businesses, to our vision, to our dream than we would really to a 9-to-5. You look into your 9-to-5, you do some work, and once you're done, you're done. But with being an entrepreneur, it really can be 24/7. And so you have
Wow.
to be passionate. You have to love what you do. I always joke, I'm not the one to start a daycare center because I don't really like other people's children. I like mine, but I don't really like other people's. So that's not gonna be a thing for me to do, even though the childcare industry is a multi-million-dollar industry. So are we running after the money, or are we gonna run after what God has for us, our passion and what He has designed for us to do? So don't run after Miss Mary because Miss Mary's over there watching everybody and their mama's kids and she's making enough money. It's not about the money, but it's really about the passion and what God has for you. Because when you follow your passion, the money will come. You don't have to worry about that. Another thing that I suggest for individuals to look at is be realistic in your expectations. You're not going to go out the door making $100,000 9 times out of 10. It really is it's a
growing
marathon
process.
Right. You can't just go out there and say, okay, this is what I'm doing, and you expect, the doors to be, coming off the hinges or people blowing up your Instagram. It's not going to come like that. You have to be consistent.
Absolutely.
And with consistency, then comes clients, comes revenue. And then after 10 years, then all of a sudden people are like, oh girl, I just saw you. You just did all of this. And you're like, no, I've been doing this for 10 plus years.
Yes.
It's a journey. So be patient and be patient with yourself in that. And knowing that as long as you're running this race of entrepreneurship, of following your dreams can and will come true.
Definitely. Now, you said some very impactful words to an aspiring business owner or entrepreneur, and also anyone who's in ministry. The very first key, everyone, is consistency. Like you said, it does not happen overnight. And for an entrepreneur, what you put in is definitely what you're going to get out of it. I can definitely relate. I started my business about a year ago, and in the beginning, I can remember the day I started, I was completely terrified. I just had a newborn baby. I was also in school full time, and I was working a 9 to 5 at the hospital doing medical billing and coding there. So changing my career choice to become a business consultant from a pharmacy student was just something completely unacceptable in the eyes of some of the people or your close loved ones. So for me, I just had to figure out what it is I wanted to do. I didn't have to worry about the naysayers there, and it was completely about my drive, my mission, my purpose, and what God had a calling on my life and what He had for me to do. So I had to seek God first. That was prayer. So all the 5 steps that I had to become an entrepreneur were the same 5 steps that I use in my ministry work and actually becoming an entrepreneur, which is the prayer, figuring out what my name is, the purpose of my name that God has given to me, registering my business the correct way, finding the proper channels and people to help me get my my business sorted out correctly. Right. And then also finding my location and just owning my craft. So those were the first steps I had to do. So you're absolutely right about that.
And really, you were scared, right? It was completely something different. Your life was completely different. Yet you continue to go and you did it regardless. Like you didn't allow fear to stop you. You continue. And that's what makes to me a fantastic entrepreneur, is that one that's not allowing a no to get in the way, life to get in the way, children to get in the way. Nothing is going to stop you from executing what God has told you to do. So I congratulate you. That's fantastic.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. I think for everyone's listening tonight, the number one thing we should take away from this is faith over fear, right?
Definitely.
Number one, faith over fear. If you have a vision, if you have a plan to start your own ministry, if you also have a plan to start your own business, if you have a plan to survive and thrive during this COVID-19 season, and you want your ministry to thrive during this season, it is definitely faith over fear, and just continuing to consistently show up, showing up every day. We don't have too much longer, but I do wanted to go over some of the examples of passive income. So let's just say if we're creating a 7-stream income, and what would be some of those examples, if we can share, to give them some ideas of how can we create 7 streams of income?
You know, both in ministry as well as entrepreneurs right at this moment, especially, you know, where everybody is virtual, you know, it's best to have a book out right now. If you have a book, you know, every pastor, you have so many sermons that you've preached. Guess what? You can now package those sermons up into little booklets and have them being sold onto your website.
Yes.
Think about how can we sell stuff? How can we sell product or create product where we're able to make money while we're asleep? So that's one stream right there. Also, similar to my husband and I, we both have, you know, we're both coaches. So that's a whole nother stream. So think about, what are you good at and how can you help another person in that area? So again, you're going off of my husband's example of, you know, you're the best sweet potato pie maker. Well, what about if you taught classes virtually on how to cook? And then you record it on a Zoom, and then now you put it on your website so other people can now click on it and purchase that same virtual class for $5. You know, again, it's not about, you know, it's working smarter, not harder. You know, so again, it's about passive. You know, we all have these phones, right? You know, everybody got some kind of cell phone, smartphone, and a lot of people are doing Cash App right now. But did you know that on Cash App, you can actually purchase stock? So as you're, you know, so it's not, you know, us having to go to a broker and all of that. We could do it right on our phone and purchase stock right there on our Cash App. So as we're getting in, you're getting seed dollars in, pastors, you know, as entrepreneurs, we're starting to get money. We, of course, need to pay our tithe, but why don't we also pay ourselves a 10%? And use that 10% to buy stock or do other things with that to invest in ourselves. And you can just buy a sliver of a stock. You don't have to buy a $500 one share of Apple. You could just put $10 on it and start to build up.
Yes. Okay.
It's right here off of our phone. Something else that my husband and I are doing is with our younger son, we're teaching him Forex, how to do foreign exchange trading. That's a whole nother thing that you can do in the comforts of your home, you know, and be able to learn how to trade foreign currency.
Oh, yeah.
That, you know, that's another stream. I mean, he's sitting there, I think he made $30 today, and he's just going around getting his braces done and his leisure, right? And this is a 14-year-old. So also look at, do you have items in your home? You're cleaning out your house, right?
That's right. That's a lot. Yes.
Please go ahead and get on Facebook Live, get on Instagram Live, and do a sale and tag the items, put them up. I mean, literally, you could do online garage sale and be able to ship those items out. There's so many different ways that we can generate revenue in our homes currently, and even within our business. It's time to pivot. And I know a lot of people are like, that's that P word. I don't like that word, but we got to. And given us in this season the ability to download from him a new strategy to be able to take our message and our business global. I mean, we have the global opportunity through this through these platforms. And so go ahead and start to do YouTube videos, start to do affiliate programs. I have an affiliate program with this company that I have my, that I do there. I have a planner, right? I have a traditional planner. Well, I'm an affiliate member. So if I share my code, they send me money. How many products are you buying that would then pay you to advertise their products? That's another stream that you don't even have to do. You're just sitting there saying, hey, I love my planner. You can buy it too. And that's right. Getting paid. You know, and so think about those things. Think about, you know, how are you marketing? You know, I know that you're a marketing guru, you know, so being able to connect, you know, and understand how to even market yourself differently in this season will allow for you to even connect even more with even more streams. But we have it. Money is a currency, it flows.
Absolutely, so it is. Yes, it is.
Your life, but we always focus on how it flows out of our life. But if I know that I have the ability to get wealth, that's what Deuteronomy 8:18 says. God has given me the ability already within me, it's inside of me to get wealth. That means regardless of what's going on, whatever are, however which way the business is going, I'm always going to be able to get wealth because that's what God has ordained for us to do. And so we don't have to worry about our finances. What now we need to understand is connecting with God on a different level. You know, I was in a jewelry store with my husband, and we were talking to the owner, and she was telling us how in 5 years, gold will double in value.
Wow.
So it's also about who are you around. If you're not around certain people that have these type of conversations, then you're not able to receive and absorb what God also has for you, you know. And so, hey, maybe you don't have, like she was telling me, like, what was that, honey? A kilo of gold was like $66,000. Okay, we may not be putting up $66,000 for some gold. Okay, let's just be realistic here.
One day we will though. One day.
You receive that, right?
I receive that in the name of Jesus. One day we will. One day.
So let me pull that down, right?
Let me get that. We'll get that too.
But guess what? I can start to save my money in a savings account through a Cash App or through some other digital device for $1,000. And I'll take that $1,000 and buy 1 ounce of a gold bar. So it's just about, okay, let me look. And, you know, Miss Cicely, gold and silver is God's currency. So if I'm investing in his currency, then I know I'm straight.
That's right. That's right. I can see that.
I keep going on and on, but I'm gonna stop.
Well, there are some additional strategic plannings or tools out there that will help you, like insurance products, annuities, different products that will help you grow your money at a faster rate, and that different streams of investment. So she said it best. There's really not much left for me to say. We've given you so many examples of how you can generate some streams of income. It's really about you accepting that in this particular time during COVID-19 and this season, it's time to think outside of the box. It's time to retrain the way you think. And the very first thing of in doing that is start thinking more like an entrepreneur. If you're in ministry, if you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, you would still have to think strategically as an entrepreneur. And just to recap, some of the services or the digital tools that you should be inquiring about reach out to me, reach out to this their consulting business and services, is the Zooms, right? You can do a lot with Zooms. You can record your services, you can have meetings, you can have a counseling service, right? You can do your ministry there on Zoom, right? It's time for us in as Christian leaders to start taking our social media, our virtual platforms serious and start taking it to another level. Another one is you can also have a daycare, right? You can start your ministry, have a daycare. So there's just so many different ways of creating passive income, as well as purchasing a home. Everybody knows that you can purchase home, purchase gold, purchase that, invest your monies. So there are so many ways that you can acquire passive income, but we do want you to start thinking about ways to acquire additional income and stack it and put it away so that you can actually have something for your children, have something for your family. And I'm just going to ask both of you all, and since Dr. Nicole, you're on right now, what would be a word of encouragement? What is something that you want to leave as a golden nugget? We might not be able to buy 60,000 of those golden nuggets right now, but you know what? We can have a golden nugget from you, which is priceless. What would that be?
I would love for your listeners, your viewers to understand that they can start wherever that they are. I remember when I started my first company, and it's so hilarious. I was just having this conversation earlier today, and just having to relive that. And I mean, I literally was on welfare, did not have any, just nothing. I had my son at 14 years old. I've been homeless multiple times. So there's no excuse not doing this thing if that's what your heart desires. And so go after this, go after your dream. I don't care if you don't have any money. I don't care if you think you're fat. I don't care if you think you're too skinny. I don't care if you think you're too old or too young. Wherever you are, you can start where you are. I want you to research, and find you a mentor, find you someone. They may not even know that they're your mentor, but you follow them and see what they are doing and saying and dressing, and how are they wearing their hair, for ladies, and their makeup, or for men, how are they handling, how are they conducting themselves, so that you can emulate. You have to success smells a certain way, so you have to be around, you have to see it. And so I just encourage you to go after it. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what has happened to you, because God has great for you, and that is His in your life.
Oh man, that was amazing. That was great. If you have not heard that message, or if it's not registering or penetrating your soul right now, just start praying, start with prayer. But what she just said was absolutely 100% true. Go for it. You deserve it. It belongs to you. No one knows your vision better than you do, right? You can imagine how the pilot driving the plane must feel. You can be on the plane, you can be sitting there, we can have the stewardess, we can have everyone there, but the pilot sees the full vision. He lets us know where we're going. So become the pilot, get in control. Start now. It's yours. You deserve it. Be consistent. I want to ask Bishop Farmer, what gold nugget would you love to leave with us tonight?
I thank you again for having us on, and I appreciate your time. I think one of the things that we have to recognize, even in this COVID-19, people are fearful. Their faith is being challenged. Their focus is out of line. That I think the number one thing is that God designs everything that's bad for us. He turns it around for our good. We know Romans 8:28 says, we know that all things work together for our good, even in the midst of COVID, even in the midst of people dying, even in the midst of people being sick. There's some good in this COVID. And I think now is the time to search your heart, search your relationship with God, and get your focus back on what he wants for you to do. This broadcast is not by mistake. It's a time now that you can think. Let me pray. Let me think about what God would have for me. Don't worry about failure, because failure is just an opportunity for you to start all over again and to be successful. But really, it's just about doing what? It's just about starting. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 says, to everything that's under the sun, there's a purpose and a season. So in this season, you got to figure out what your purpose is. Don't let this season go by and you have not discovered your purpose for the next season that's coming.
Hallelujah. Well, you heard it, everyone. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you have a purpose on this earth, on this world. And if you don't give it to us, if you don't give it to someone, you're holding someone else up. So do it for yourself and do it for others. You deserve it. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in tonight. And I just want to say thank you all for just joining me. You all have been amazing guests, great knowledge. I've learned so much during this call, and I'd love to have you back again. So thank you all. I just want to say bye to everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.